Hi folks, Joseph Kiersky here to talk about ways to use the book Interpreting Our World, 100 Discoveries That Revolutionized Geography. Now if you're passionate about geography, you can use this book to introduce your friends and colleagues to the idea that geography is much different from the place name memorization that many still perceive it to be. You can use this book in your advocacy efforts for the increased teaching of geography in education and its application in society. Use it to support your arguments that geography is a science with deep roots, but is more relevant today than ever before. In addition, as this book hopefully makes clear, geography is a high-tech field, embracing and leading the development of many key tools in use in our world today, such as remote sensing, looking at satellite imagery for example, GPS, GIS or Geographic Information Systems, field equipment, and web mapping. Now, this might help you to explore this book. If you are interested in explorers, begin with these entries: Christopher Columbus, Antarctica, James Cook, Leif Erikson, Ibn Battuta, Lewis and Clark, Magellan, Zheng He. If you're interested in technological innovations, you might start with aerial photography, cross staffs, astrolabes, and other devices, Geographic Information Systems, Global Positioning Systems or GPS, John Harrison, the Internet of Things, photography, supply chain management, surveying, unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs or drones, and web mapping. If you're interested in ways of thinking, I highly recommend starting with the following: Walter Christaller, George Perkins Marsh, Time, Topophilia, and Alfred Wegener. If you're interested in events, I recommend starting with The Earth in Space, the International Geophysical Year, and Latitude and Longitude. If you're interested in maps, I would start with Al Idrisi. Take a look at the French Geodesic Mission. Take a look at Mercator, Pai Zhu, Universalis Cosmographia, web mapping. Those are the ones that I would focus on if you're interested in maps. At least start there. Innovative geographers, let's say you're interested in that. Well, start with Aryabhatya and Brahmagupta, William Morris Davis, Eratosthenes, James Hutton, Carl Sauer, von Humboldt. And finally, if you're interested in societal forces, I would start with the following three: citizen science, the environmental movement, and land protection. Now, for educators seeking to teach with this book, there are many ways in which to do so. For example, ask your students to read the book in its entirety, not too long, or specific portions of it. Ask them to choose and rank the 20 discoveries that they consider to be the most revolutionary. What criteria did they use to make their selection? Can they create a compelling presentation in which they make a strong case for why their choices are sound? What criteria did they use to make their selection? Can they create a compelling presentation in which they make a strong case for why their choices are sound? Now, the limited space in this book allows only short glimpses into the lives of people who have made a contribution to geography. But ask students to select a character that is compelling in some way, and to conduct further research into the person and his or her contributions. What were that person's strengths? What were that person's weaknesses? What were the challenges that person overcame? Why were his or her contributions to geography revolutionary? Where would geography and society be without that person's contributions? Ask students to research a discovery that revolutionized geography that is not in this book. What is their argument for why this discovery needs to be considered? Ask students to create a web map, such as a story map where the 100 discoveries are mapped and described. Some of the people and events in this book remain controversial. Conduct some research on why Columbus, the Treaty of Tordesillas, and the Great Trigonometric Survey of India are controversial, for example. Why are there privacy concerns about modern geographic innovations, such as web mapping, UAVs or drones, and the Internet of Things? Ask students to consider some of the key characteristics of the geographers and other researchers and explorers in this book. What characteristics do they feel are most important? Ask students to consider the future. What discoveries do they anticipate being revolutionary to geography during the remainder of the 21st century? What future discoveries do they feel that the world needs?